Alright, this video is a little bit of an update on this Omni Triumph Perfectum that I've been finishing up for someone. And so this is a combination video of a couple of different things that I'm going to be discussing. Number one, this has got the ion generator, which on this particular device is not removable, but it is, and it takes a little bit to charge up on the ion generator, but I don't know if you can see that or hear that, but it's charging up now as we speak. We also have an EMF detector. Okay, this one has the microphone. Now this one has an extra, and all my boxes will now from here on out have a post effects out that is strictly post effects out. It's for an external speaker. The post effects in and out works very well as an input. It works very well as an output to a recorder, but it doesn't work well as an output for an external speaker. So I added another one up top for an external speaker. So someone asked me, can you do the Estes method? Well, I've been testing, done over 150 different tests on here on my devices for different methods, and I've come up with about 14 or 15 different ways of doing sessions. And I had a couple of videos I put out a few weeks ago that were showing, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5, 6 different ways you could do it. As far as the Estes method goes, and I've got to get some instructions written up so people know. But basically, you would take your headphones, and this is not the headphones you would use. This is just something I had and was using. You would plug your headphones into the pre-effects. And like I say, I'm going to have instructions for all this. You would plug the headphones into the pre-effects. You would use a splitter because you want to keep the microphone off. This one has a microphone. You would not want the microphone turned on when you're doing the session, because the speaker, if you're familiar with Estes, the speaker is going to be asking questions. The one with the headphones on should not be able to hear the speaker asking the questions. If this microphone is on, then they would hear it. Where we're plugged in here on the pre-effects, we are in the passive equalizer. So we're not going to pick up this microphone that I have here. Now what I've got here, this little contraption, is basically a stereo 3.5 millimeter jack to a stereo splitter with a small Sony stereo microphone. I have then used, because my recorder prefers mono, I've got a adapter to mono. I plug into the record, and I plug this into the post effects. The volume would be turned down. You could turn the volume up if you want to, but the volume would normally be turned down. You would simply turn the main power on. You would start scanning, and I'm assuming that the video is picking that up. So you would ask your questions, and your receiver would have these on his head. You would simply press record. Well, turn it on first. We would press record, and we would ask our questions. Is anybody here? Can you tell me what it is I'm doing right this moment? And so on and so on and so on. And we would ask our questions. We would then end our session. Thank you very much. We're ending our session. We simply turn that off. Turn our tuner off. We now have the choice of either playing it back here or playing it back here. It's optional. You can play it back either place. One's going to play it back with echo. The other one's going to play it back without echo. Now, echo is also optional depending on what you have these set at. When you're recording from here, if you turn both of these all the way to the right, you're going to record no echo and reverb. If you turn them up, you're going to record echo and reverb. We simply swap over to here, and we should be able to hit play. Turn it back on. Turn our volume back up again.
Test session 57, 57, test session.
Oh, that's not
57.
the right one.
This is test session 57.
That wasn't the right one. All right, well, let's start over. I thought I had this all down pat. So we're going to go ahead and start over again. We're going to plug back into our microphone here. We're plugged in here. I'm going to start our tuner. The receiver would be listening. I'm going to hit record. We're going to start our session. Is anyone here? Can you hear me? So on and so on and so on. And then we're going to stop, say thank you, end our session, turn our tuner off, unplug our headphones, which is optional. I mean, you can listen to it with the headphones on. We're going to then go to external speaker, and we should hit play, and it should work.
We're going to start our session. Is anyone here? Can you hear me? So on and so on and so on. And then we're going to stop, say thank you.
So as you can see, you can do the Estes method as well as you could make variations of the Estes method. I've already used 2 recorders. I was doing it a different way using 2 recorders with another stereo microphone. For the Estes method, you really don't want to use the microphone that's on the box. And you have to be careful when you use these microphones because you don't want it to backfeed. Now, the way I've got my receivers set up, or not receivers, the way I've got my amplifiers and my passive equalizers set up on the inside, that's why we're plugging in here. That way the receiver will not be able to hear. He's going to get no backfeed from this microphone at all where you're plugged in here. So it's very important that the headphones be plugged into the pre-effects in and out for doing the basic Estes method. The other way, of course, is you put your blindfold on. But as you can tell, you could definitely do the Estes method with these 2. We have an extra audio out here for another recorder. Whatever you want to do. There's lots of different ways to do it. But that's the basic way to do the Estes method with any of my IDC InterComm boxes. Any of them. Now, this is the 2211, but you could do this with any of them on the Estes method because I have a pre-effects and post-effects out, in and out, on every IDC InterComm box. So every single IDC InterComm box that I am building, it is going to be basic. You will be able to do the Estes method as well as 14 or 15 other methods of recording EVP and Ghost Box sessions. Was there something else on this one I wanted to... Oh, but on the Direct-Linc. The Direct-Linc. Now, you said receiver. They say receiver in the... when they describe the method. Well, I don't know of any other thing as a better receiver than the IDC Direct-Linc. You are the receiver for the Direct-Linc. So when you place your finger here and you plug your headphones in here, you can record, and you are now sender, receiver, you're everything. Someone can ask the questions and you answer them, record the session, and you are part of it. So I don't know of a better box for doing the Estes method as far as the receiving part of it than the IDC Direct-Linc. Now, it doesn't have quite as many options because there's no internal microphone or anything like that. But for recording, of course, you can do it the same way. We simply come over here. We plug in here. We've got our splitter. We've got our headphones. And we have someone ask us our questions. And we are now recording the entire session. So that's just another way that my boxes will do the Estes method because everybody's really interested in that method right now. And we were doing that way back years ago, something similar to it, not exactly what they're doing, but they have several variations of it, as well as, you know, a lot of us had different variations of trying to isolate. And that's what we were basically trying to do, was isolate ourselves when we did these sessions. And I'm coming back with all those ideas now, so I'm revamping how my passive mixer is working to make it even better for these kinds of sessions. But that's the basics of this box and how to do the Estes method. And you got to get out there and experiment yourself with not just my device, any device. Experiment on how you're recording things. All right. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate it.